Here is, can you speak to the wisdom in discerning if a man is eligible to pursue a woman in cases where he is not technically living alone and currently employed, but is otherwise financially stable, such as a 19 to 22-year-old living with his parents, but making enough money to afford an apartment, or a man with prolonged recent unemployment but sufficient savings to give financial security.
So in my mind, there's two different things here. How much is in the bank? What kind of income does he have? Employment does he have right now? That's one thing, and it's important. The other thing is, who is this guy? Meaning, well, I have one son-in-law. He came interested in my daughter without much in the bank. Not exactly entry-level job, but not far from entry-level job. But we'd known him for a long period of time, and everyone who knows him knows he's a worker. He's a provider. So his bank account didn't scream that at the time. He's young. My wife and I decided he doesn't have much in the bank account. His income's not that great, but we were young and poor. And it was really fun.
Amen.
It was great to be young and poor.
It's good to be young and poor.
And if he loses this job, he'll have another one in no time because he'll take the time off. His job will be finding the next job, and he's a provider. He'll provide for our daughter. So they got married, and he did lose his job, and he did get another one right away because of the kind of guy he was. So I think there's this statistical answer: how much has he got in the bank, and how much is he making, and is it, a future with a future? Is it a job with a future? But the other question is, who are we dealing with here? There are guys who are providers. They don't sit still, they're workers. And if you have a guy like that, he's probably ready to get married. In that way, in that category, he's ready to get married.
I like this guy. I like this guy in the question. Now, if he inherited the money, I don't like him that much, because I want to know if he's a worker. If he made that money, if he made a bunch of money to support, a family for a while, because he is a worker, but he's still living at home. I like it,
Living at home is financially smart.
It's actually financially smart. You can save an enormous. Hey, you know what? I got a bunch of guys in my church. They have about 100 times more money than I did when I got married, and I'm not kidding. I mean, the guys in our church, because they've been working since they were 12. I'm serious. They've been working since they're 12. And the guys in our church, most of them are going into marriage with more than $50,000 in their pocket. More than that. That's amazing. That didn't happen in the old world. Not my world. I got married. After Deborah and I got married, I went out and bought some bedroom furniture, and we had $800 in the bank like a month after we got married.
Did you have that?
No. Okay. And I did have a job, but I wasn't I wasn't making very much money. I was a pastor of a little church.
A job and a wife and $800.
Hey, it was awesome. Hey, guess what? We still use that dresser 40 years later. But so I like this guy. He's at home. I'm hoping he's honoring his father and mother. He's listening to his father and mother. He's making money like gangbusters. He's put it in the bank. And maybe he doesn't have a job at this very second, but he's proved himself to be a worker. And hey, There's no virtue in moving out and being on your own. I think there's some helpful things about it, but there's no special virtue in that. It actually creates vulnerabilities. It's actually nice to go from your parents' house and then start going home with your wife, because it protects you from a lot of vulnerabilities and open-ended things. It's a good thing. So I kind of like this guy.